It took me a long time to find another love. My wife now, she's from Ghana. I came to Ghana 2015 and visiting, and I met her, and then we started dating from then. And then, eventually I filed for her to come. So she's with me here now.
And I mean, besides our questions, we say, Bebrina no, ebe fie be febi, what says an alba fie ni ade. Was it like na difficult? Say, Ubenya, a
Yeah,
Ghana man, or Anna.
I don't like older women. To be honest with you, I don't like older women. I like something that is between like 25, 28 years.
Who make you right choice, Anna?
Right choice. Only BBI, very, very good cook. She knows how to cook. She knows how to clean, and and she doesn't talk a lot. I prefer somebody who communicates more. If you don't ask her questions, she barely asks you questions. But if she's talking to her brothers and sisters and the cousins, you can hear more. I can be in the bedroom and she'll be in the living room talking. You can hear that loud and laughing, all that.
Funding wallets on TapTapSend. Step 1. Click on Create Ghana Cedi Wallets below when you open the app. Step 2. Enter amount of your choice in Ghana Cedis. Step 3. Click on the Confirm and Fund wallet below to confirm. Step 4. Your wallet has been successfully funded. Step 5. Enter amount of your choice in Ghana Cedis. Step 6. Select or add new recipient. Step 7. Choose wallet as payment method. Step 8. Click on the Pay with Wallet below to confirm. Step 9. Your transaction is successful.
DHW 1642 Concord Plantable Intercooler Engineer Baku 16 daily also worldwide doing an internet. And then because didn't come on me America couldn't come on me your brother Bako Edward. Emma couldn't come but Edward is here. Oh me who sounded any training and to mix it. Aye. Training yet. To mix it or the bro for be frack a crania there. I had a mini be a vibe. Or say no enkran me nkran no so me be enkran no nko aso a mo be sa be ba hye se wo na nyame na ye o so enkran ni abafo ba be ye na nyame yente ase ni ade e am ensu languages ni kakra before I be sure say no mo ma me sponsors ase Delight House Akoko mo am UK mo fa mo ni nkire Afro shop bia ope Delight House Akoko, Delight Bo Fruit, Delight Kose, Delight Sobulo come apart. So UK kwa dia oko Afro shop bia kasa ohwehwe Delight Foods. Delight Foods no de me bobo so nyina no obenye bi ato come apart Delight House Akoko ko na ko pebi na to. Ejuma pasa be nka mo say requesters mo akwantu especially uhia artisans na se tiler, painter, plumber, steel bender, electrician, carpenter, auto repairs ni ade na omo here requesters inti so we requester and one say obeko app no so omo mobile app no ko Play Store ni App Store na search for ejumapa uko na search ejumapa o download the app and so ko mo website www.ejumapa.com ko requester o request here baby your project ni wo bia no ejumapa say you are covered on many obi no abeye amount because if you are sending sika de abafi say my obukata ni ade ejumapa say yes from contact your request on many artisans no abeye ejuma na ma mun download the tap send no person money sika be fie brebusuafo a o download ya no an say bibisa udin na udin a share ho de bisa promo code a share so na type SVTV promo code SVTV. We send this na ba beto mobile wallet in Ghana said then skolom. It's download the tap send more Europe, Canada, US, and the UK. No download the tap send. Airbnb apartment was down someone any English man from near Western Small Paris group of companies. I mean, Ganjamo says, "See a hotel boy a ding." And he said, "Wabagana, omo Airbnb apartment. 3-bedroom, fully furnished. Dance man. No oko bibia bi ho bibia ho air condition, kitchen, washing machine, iron, bibia bi ho. Inti $40 a night. Inti uhia dance man there na. And I just say, obitimi afre Paris group of companies. As soon as English amount from no, 1 and 2 flats. And for long-term rental, until obitimi afro mo. Our numbers, Paris group of companies numbers here, 053 866 3532. My numbers now show screen so obitimi afre Paris group of companies. Unya Airbnb from CCR. Eddie, me mo akwa baboko there.
We have a call here.
Aha, nice one. I see what about me show no so one mama tia say utwi ni de a broken tree into the obetimi a de brofo amex me ma ye den kan no so ko na which are good but bebre ba be kasa na you say enti oh I see. Eddie but US if side now
Me were Newark, New Jersey.
Oh, New Jersey. Okay, I see. Nice one. Okay, so utasha me into them there right?
Watch you a lot, yeah.
You be watching me. So me had them here. Me tia man for stories now. There. So I bet they bet you journey kakra from Ghana to US. Ne, they also or they were film or back in Ghana. Ne ade. Utu kwa nko say US ache.
Me baha March of 2000.
Oh, 24 years ne. Wow. I see. Why are there any old experience? But yen shall same free Ghana. You remember back to going back to the two US there. I mean, in year 2000 before we free Ghana, now busy we're in then and now we are Ghana. I mean, growing up in Ghana, ain't your story kakra?
You
And
okay?
some opportunity by the same now the koya kunya by the same.
All right. Well, actually, my father was living here in America for a long.
Okay.
But I was born and raised at Osu, Accra, King Kong Osu. And I actually graduated high school from Accra High. I was 94 graduate, Form 4, and then after that, I did a short course, this short computer courses, and I started working with a marketing consultant for a short period of time, like a year or two, whilst my daddy was working on my papers to come here. So after that, he put the papers in 97. 97, he put it in, and then I received a letter from the American Embassy in 98. So we started working on it. And then finally, I got my green card, the green card package to come here March of 2000. Yeah.
Oh, I see. So free Ghana now, oh yeah, young kakra. So is it like who do you know me saying?
I'm actually the only child from my father and my mother, but I have four siblings from my mother's side, and then two siblings from my father's side.
I see.
They're born here. They are Americans. The two ladies.
Oh, I see. So as a then now, baby free Ghana, no, I mean, what's now mommy in Kenya na popisi or baby foul? Not at the same. I mean, mommy in China, I would say na popisi or baby foul. I mean,
lived with my mother for a long time, but then I moved to go and stay with my uncle at Abraka, my father's brother.
Okay.
Yeah, for like a year or two before I went to high school, Accra High. And then every now and then, my grandfather, my father's father, I stayed there for only a short, I think like a year after I came back from Adabraka to Osu. So I lived with my grandfather for a while before I moved finally back to stay with my mother at Osu, King Kawe.
Oh, okay.
Graduated from Accra High, and then I started working with that marketing consultant. And then my papers, got in.
But 90s, that's a computer and common, sir. Anna.
Yeah, because I like it. I like the computer. I like working with the computer, so I have some interest in it. So whilst I was working with that marketing consultant, I said, well, let me take a course to learn, the basics, because I like when I see people working with computer typing. I like it, so I fell in love with it, and I went. But then I took the basic course. That time there were DOS, 95 Windows and DOS. Those were what was around at the time. But then I learned C++ coding, you know, and that time we didn't even have computers. We were just coding. We were writing the codes on papers, and then every now and then, when I'm in the office at that marketing consultant, I try to practice the coding on the computer. Yeah, but I was a little bit. Um, I started mastering it all right, and I said, well, when I come to America, I will go. I further it and then see if I can do better. And then when
Wow.
2000, I went to college, DeVry University, and I was able to learn other languages like the C++. In Ghana, I was doing, oh, I forgot the name, I think it was Pascal. But when I came to America and I went to college, I was coding the C.
Yamba also back to America. What they say foundation no also popi wo until the foundation in house. So they nya dia obre bisa. O Ghana nya dia obre sa on.
Oh, well, it was not bad. It was not bad. Like I'm able to send me money. Even though I was working, it was not a lot of money, but it was helping. Sometimes it gives me monthly, and then that helps me to manage my spending and feeding myself. Yeah, but it was not
But
bad.
only o papa and shadant na so on wa kwentum na o Ghana. How was it? Now relationship in it is saying
Well,
o Ghana.
actually, the first time I met him was when I was 14. He left when I was 2. I didn't know him. But the first time he came to Ghana, I was 14.
Mm.
And then after,
Wow.
came again 98 when I was about to go to high school, Accra High. And he paid everything. He paid for my whole, time for the school. From 90,
Mm.
my school fees were paid, you know. And then he came a year before he put the papers in for me to come here. I think it was, I've forgot, if I'm not mistaken, 97 or, yeah, I think in 7 or 96 he came before the,
Mm. Oh, okay. Yentie 2000 ugo pie war year 2000 ugo pie war America. Yentie West Place. O Ghana nyina na wote America. Wo movies, America ne ade. Ugo pie America.
uh,
Year 2000.
well, JFK. I mean, I came with Ghana Airways. That time Ghana Airways was running, so it was a direct flight, and then they refill at the car, and then straight up. We didn't do no connection. Came to JFK Airport. My father came, picked me up. My first time I saw snow. That time the snow was not a lot because it was March, so it was like the winter was about to end. So
Mm.
it was a little cold because New York is always cold. Yeah. And then we drove all the way from JFK to New Jersey. Yeah, I saw the highways, the big
Wow.
Verrazano Bridge. That's my first time I saw Verrazano Bridge. And I remember my father was telling me that, well, when you're riding back to your friends, this is called Verrazano Bridge. That's my first time. Very big. It was a high bridge, and you can see the ocean. And it was like a
Wow.
2.5 hours all the way to New Jersey. And it was my experience.
Into uko 2000 now uko New Jersey no hono watna to date.
Yes, I have lived in New
Wow.
Jersey. I moved around. My father, I lived with my father for like a year in Piscataway. And after that, when I actually came back to Ghana the same year when I came here, uh, buried my mother. My mother died 6 months after I came.
Oh, sorry
So,
about that.
first time in America, you just started working, and you know, A little money that I had, I have.
When to me and do dollar, when to me and do dollar, na kakra no we.
So I came, and then after her burial, I stayed for like a month and a half before I came back to America. And then, I was living with my father, my sisters, and my stepmother. And it looked like, things are not very, when you live with your stepmother, it's not the same like your mother, right?
Yeah, until and can remember bisa no ko no papa wa ware wo ho ukotena ne nchen one shed ani na ntena e wo Ghana.
Right.
Ukotena ne nchen, how was it? Na nyama muti saying. I mean, as a young guy, I wako.
It looks like now I traveled from Ghana to America to start a new life with a new family because I don't know all of them. Took a while before we got along, but even then, we were still. I don't know my father very well when I came. I don't know my sisters very well. I don't know my stepmother at all. So I lived with them. Definitely it would take a lot of difficulties to get along. So, like I said, I don't want to stress on that because it's so many years ago. So all I can say was, it was not as soft as you know I was expecting. And there were a lot of stories like that. People that came here from Ghana to live with their step parents is the same. So after I came back from my mother's funeral, well, my dad said, well, I mean, the best thing is to just try to get on your own, move and find a roommate or something like that, because he didn't want to have any issues in his marriage. And I also have to respect him because I'm old enough to find my way out. So, luckily enough, my co-worker that I was working with is also Ghanaian, and his girlfriend, who is an American, had a friend, a Jamaican friend, that they were looking for a third roommate. It was a white man's house. It's a 3-bedroom house. The white man lived and he rent the whole house for those two Jamaican ladies. There were two older Jamaican ladies. It's a 3-bedroom house. So there was one left. And luckily enough, my friend told me, hey, there's a room right there. It's another town. The next town from Piscata was called Plainfield. So I said, oh, I would like to go and take a look at it. So I went, and luckily enough, they welcomed me. I told my father about it, that I found a place. So I had to move. And guess what? I was moving from a new township to an old place. Well, their house is very nice, a very beautiful place. That time they have just they have just bought that place. It was like a townhouse. And even I remember the white man that was moving to his house, he said, oh, so you're moving from a new place to a whole old place. I said, well, what can I do? So I have to start from somewhere. So I came and lived with the Jamaicans. There's two old Jamaican ladies and 3 bedrooms. I have my room, they have their rooms. And then that's how I started my life. That time I didn't have friends. The only friend I had was the guy that I was talking about, my co-worker. And he lived in the same town, but far away from where my apartment, where the house was. And that's the only friend I had at that time. I didn't know nobody. I don't even know the name of the streets. So I have to start learning, how to go out and all that. And that's how it started. And I
So
stayed.
starting o sha abrabọ na ase wo ho no. O te hu wie ya o start abrabọ no. Yentie.
Yeah, okay. So after I moved to that house, it took me a while to learn around because I was driving at that time. When I came out to go take my driver's test, I passed. I took it 4 times before I passed. I bought my car. After 3 months, I bought my car. It was only $1,500, money that I've just saved. My father bought it for me. It was some white man um, car that was sitting right by his driveway, and my father saw it and said, "Look, you got to get a car," because I was always calling people to give me a ride to work. And sometimes people are working, you cannot be bothering them, and I have to ride my sister's bicycle to cross the highway to work. You know, it was a very quiet neighborhood, and I've been riding my sister's bicycle. These dogs were making noises at me all the time. You don't see people. Because the time that I worked, it was like um, between 11 a.m. to 12. So that is how I started. But when I moved to Plainfield, which is where, after I left my father's house, I was driving. I had my own car. So that's how I was able to move around, to know. Sometimes I come and spend time with my friend that I work with when we are off. We sit together, party with other guys. And, and that's how I started. But I stayed in that Plainfield house for 4 years before I moved to Newark, the biggest city where I live now. And I've been living here in this city ever since. But I've moved around from one street to another. I moved like 3 times, you know. And my last move was 2007. 2007, after I parted ways with my roommates. It was we had a 4-bedroom house, and we're 4 of us, 3 Liberians, and I'm only Ghanaian. So we live in that street for like a year, and then after that, everybody said, "Oh, we gotta move." So I finally found a place, an apartment building, those tall buildings, and that's where I've been living ever since then.
Wow. I see. So, I mean, Yentie, what's the much 24 years? Also, then our film or America to say, life in America, they also Facebook a cry day. Yentie.
Yeah, America is like, the same stories I've been hearing on the show is the same thing. It's not easy. You know, you have to put in a lot of work to be able to make it. Sometimes you can't survive with one job. You need a second job if you want to better your life and standard of living, be able to do stuff for yourself. So one job alone sometimes is not good. If you have 2 jobs, if you lose one, you can stay with one for a little bit time before you can get a second. But it's always good to have 2 jobs as long as you have the energy to work. And one thing about America is you can you can make it, you know, but at the same time you can lose whatever you make if you make mistakes in life. If you make wrong choices, it can just bring you back. Whatever you work hard for.
And Yama Sana, you can make it fine. But Yama Sana, obey out me Lucy, Bibia, who make it.
An example like let's say you want to live uh, a high standard of life, like go and buy a car that you paying every month for it. You when you have a good credit, which is one thing also, which you have good credit, whatever, when you go to a dealership, they don't really, because they want to put you on the credit so that I can pay them. So as long as your credit looks good, they will find you the car you're looking for, because they know once you have the credit and you have a job, you'll be able to pay for it, because you also don't want to lose that car, so you're working hard for it. you know and then you are also going to rely on the job you have to keep that car. So let's say you have 2 jobs. You went and bought a car that is costing you $350 or 350 to $400 a month. You're working 2 jobs to pay for it. What if something happens? Maybe you get tired on one job and you're running late for the other job, and you're getting written up. They're giving you warnings and warnings and all that. Eventually, you lose one job. Guess what happens? You can't pay for that car anymore. And then when you lose that car, you will find it very difficult to go to work. So it can it can put your life in hell, I can say. This is another one example that can make you have problems in uh, making the right choices. You know,
Who start a computer course be waha? Oko copy and making sure say you be school and na bibi sa. Oko school be and bibi.
then I went to college. I went to DeVry University, I graduated with an associate degree, but unfortunately, it was a private school, so the loan was a lot of money. It cost me $40,000 for that 4 year course. It's supposed to be 2 years. An associate degree is supposed to be 2 years, but because I was working, I have to do two jobs to pay my rent and to pay a car. I'm all by myself. You know, I couldn't do everything with one job, so I had to do that 2 years course. It took me 4 years to graduate, and I wanted the energy to go for the bachelor's, but then because of the loan, I was discouraged to go for the bachelor's degree. So I came out of it. I said no, that was too much, and all because I didn't know the system very well. That's why I applied for that school. If I knew very well, I would have gone to, let's say, a community college to get the associate degree, and then further it to maybe a bigger college. But I didn't know. I didn't know. I made those. These are one of the reasons why um, I find it very difficult. I made wrong choices during my time. So of that loan, it discouraged me to further it for bachelor, and then I end up.
But o papa wo mu ansa na ono befa wo kwa nti o papa no se anka eso otimi hu sa de we o ana na
But
communication bi ani o.
right, because when I moved from his house, the communication was there, but the relationship was not very strong enough. So I decided to do everything on my own. You know,
Eh,
that's where I started making the wrong choices. Yeah, and like I said, I apologize to say that he didn't guide me to make the right choices. To exit the past year, go to this school first before, but I was doing everything on my own. So that's why I can say that. I mean, I'm making wrong choices, but I learned from that later on. And it was too late.
but o hwe sisi ana eh na yeti bebre advice or the ma wo ana de o ka kire o se kona kope bebi na bia te ho kope bebi na ko rent say na be ya no say be saving in marriage o hwe na a good decision, a
Yeah,
good thing o ka kire o no.
I thought they made it too quick for me. Somebody who had just within a year, you want to move on my own. So some people come here, they live together. You can see it's like a whole family that will live in like two-bedroom apartment. And in
Mm.
when you were in college, when people that live in dorms, they have those small beds. How do you call it? Dormitory beds. I remember my stepmother, her brothers and sisters, they were here. All of them were here. And you can see like three, four, or five of them can live in two-bedroom apartment, and they have those small beds. So you were able to save money. If it's like a $800 apartment, they can share it, and then you save money. But I had to move on my own and start paying all these bills within a year. Somebody who just came here, my $1,500 car that I bought, I was traveling with it because I want to see everybody. I was traveling to Virginia, Maryland for parties and all that. So because most of the guys that I knew from Ghana, they were all over around. Some of them are in Rhode Island, some of them are in Maryland and Virginia. So anytime there's a party, one of my friends would call me. I used to travel all the way to Virginia and Maryland in my $1,500 car. So it didn't last for me. It lasted for like a year or two, and then I had to go finance the car. Somebody at that time that has just came to America, that I have to save money for something. I started using all that money for a new car. You know, so like I said, I made wrong choices, but it was a situation that I found myself in. That's why I made those choices, because the job that I was doing, they can send you far away, sometimes 30 minutes drive. You can't rely
Mm.
on. You have to get something that is strong enough to travel that far, because the farther you travel, the better money you make. You know, if you go to big site or far away sites, yeah, they can give you more money. So I had to buy a new car, you know, and I have to pay, which took me 6 years. You know, took me 6 years to pay that off. And guess what happened? When I finished paying that car off, these people said it was a lease car, so I cannot own it. I have to bring it back. You know, because I didn't know the terms that I was signing for. So they said if I can't bring the car back, then I have to pay them another $8,000 cash to keep the car. And I said, no, I can't do that unless you guys want me to finance that 8,000 because I don't have $8,000 to keep the car. And guess what? They came in and got a car. They picked the car once I was, you know. But luckily enough, I had money, and I went and bought another car myself, a used one that kept me running for like 2 years. And then after they came and got the car, the little money that I have saved, but I have to go buy a car so that I can continue going to work. Because one thing about America is America is not like China where they have like a massive transit system, you know, like train going back and forth. Here is made in such a way that everybody drives, you know. So most people drive their own personal cars than trains and buses. I mean, yes, we have them around, right, but they don't go everywhere. You know,
Ocean mistakes are oh yeah, okasa unim ni ade. Yemu bebre na up to date no. Yemu bebre na so ye mistakes without finding out information. Ni ade ye be any app ako sign contract bi na be any app ako take some parts bi a later they be hun say I'm why I mistake. And then I walk a train was a beginning mistakes be here till now.
it's all about reading. You got to read the fine prints. You know, if you see any disclosure that you don't understand, you have to ask them to explain it in your own terms so that you understand what so that you know what you're for. Because once you put your signature on the paper, they got you. You can't do anything about it. You know, this car that I was talking about, it was a brand new car that I bought. It was a Mitsubishi Galant. Though those time that car is very powerful. It was a black brand new car that I bought. But then the guy told me because my credit is very new, he will help me to get the car. But usually you lease a car for only 4 years. But he wanted me to build my credit, so he extended the lease for 6 years for me. And my understanding was after I paid the 6 years, I didn't know, to be honest with you, that after paying the 6 years lease, I will own the car. I don't own the car. I thought after paying it off, I own it. But then after I finished paying the car, they said no. The bank called me. They said no. We got to pick the car up. You know, I'm saying I finished paying for it. They said no. You didn't finance it. You leased the car. So you got to bring the car or we'll pick it up. You know? And I'm like, so I went back to the dealership and then I spoke to the guy. I said, oh, please, the bank called me and said they want to come for the car. I said, well, but I mean, you didn't own the car after I paid because it was a lease. And that's when he started explaining to me how it works, you know? And it was too late. So all the money that I paid for, it just went to the bank, and I still didn't own the car after I paid it off. They came and got it. They said if you want to keep it, you have to give us $8,000 cash. Where am I going to get it? But I started learning. Now I don't do that because now I know how it works. When you finance the car and you paid it off, you own it. The bank will send you the title. You know, so now you own it. All you have to pay now is just insurance. And usually when you lease a car, I mean when you are financing it, you still don't own it. The bank has the leverage on the car. So you can't even have a liability insurance. You have to have a full coverage. You know what I'm saying? After you paid it off, then you can decide to keep the full coverage or change to liability so that you can save money. And then they send you the title. Yeah. But if you lease the car, you don't own it. The bank has more power. They have the power of attorney of the car. So
moving forward. Moving forward. So after all these years, I watch them, see, I know you're a big man. So can be saying
well,
life in America, see, then assistant 24 years, I'll call you. And then as I see assistant America system, it is saying, and then the way we are we say, Obi on so a buffalo frana, Obi or plan is also be bound. And you may be a so who idea saw ya, idea and you saw ye.
most important is to have documents, work documents. Like it's very easier if, let's say, your family in America, maybe your wife or your brother or your father, your mother file for you. When you come here with the green card, or it helps you to move around. It's find it very easy. But if you come with, let's say, like a tourist visa or a visiting visa, it's very difficult to find a job, and you're going to struggle. But some people are lucky when they come, they can make, find someone here, maybe like an American girl that can file for you, or you can find your lover here, a Ghanaian that already have her documents or his document to help you. But the most important thing is the papers. If you have the papers, it's easier to move around, to find job or go to school, study something. Yeah, that's one thing about it. And I mean,
Wow.
I came here, you know, I was married. I married to a solution girl. We had one daughter. You know, now she's about to be 16. She's about to be 16 this year. 16 years. 25th will be 16th year. And we got divorced. It took me a long time to find another love. My wife now, she's from Ghana. I came to Ghana 2015 and visiting, and I met her, and then we started dating from then. And then, eventually I filed for her to come. So she's with me here now. Yeah.
Oh, I see. I see. Ayana me bisas our questions we say bebre na no ebe fie be fe bi what says na oba fie ni ade. Was it like na difficult say obenya
Yeah,
Ghana man or
very,
ana?
very, very difficult.
Ada Ghana man bi ni ho.
It depends on where you live, where you live. And some of them, most of them that I see is either they are married, somebody came married them and brought them here, or people that don't have time for dating. They're more into churching, they're more into churches, and they are studying. So they don't have time to waste
Mm,
another person, you know. And everybody have his or her preferences. I don't like older women. To be honest with you, I don't like older women. I like something that is between like 25, 28 years, So if you go to grocery stores, or 90% of the people you meet is either somebody that is already married or older, you know, or like the ones that I said, they are not interested in the relationship. Maybe they just came, they want to further themselves into education, so they don't have time to settle with you. So when I came 2015, I was in the process of finding somebody to settle with.
Living in Ghana, abroad, a first timer visiting Ghana, or a company wondering where to get quality service providers in Ghana for any job, then Ejumapa On Demand Services is here to assist you. Ejumapa On Demand Services connect requesters and service providers such as masons, plumbers, electricians, auto repairers, home and office cleaners, trash collectors, rent agents, spa attendants, roofers, beauticians, teachers, CCTV installers, and all artisans on one platform. Yes, one platform. Trust Ejumapa On Demand Services to sort you out any day, anywhere, and at any time. To download the app, please visit the App Store and Play Store or visit our website www.ejumapa.com.
I was staying with my brother at Nungwa, visiting, and I met this young woman. She was very nice, and then we started talking. We exchanged numbers, and that's how we started. And
Obi
I
na lenke no ma obi na lenke no ma wana uno. No ne kasai.
rolling, and I met, and I saw her. She was studying. Cosmetology, like people that do hair styling, all that stuff. So
Wow.
I was looking for somebody. So I said, okay, I'm open for conversation. Whoever I meet that I like, I'll talk, and we can take it from there.
Oh, I see. And why who take you risk?
Yeah, because sometimes you have to take a risk to achieve what you want. Yeah.
But
And
what be fun about only not now, o say a year bang. Only not how many years in?
we did it from 2015, and then I came 2016 again. And my father, when he retired, he moved back to Ghana 2014. He moved all back to Ghana to just live in Ghana. So I came 2015. I was visiting, but I went to see him at where he was living at Spintex Road area. And then 2016 I came again. But unfortunately I came 2016 to bury him.
Oh,
Yeah, he passed away. He was having heart problem. Yeah, so
I don't know. No problem for American son or the bag Ghana now.
he has some medical challenges, and I don't know how he was handling it when he came to Ghana. You know, I don't know if he was here. That's a different thing. But when he came to Ghana, I don't know if he was not taking care of his medications and all that because nobody was. My sister, the one that follows me, she was always very, poised on making sure he takes his medication. But when he moved back to Ghana, he was all by himself. So I don't know what
So reason to the bag Ghana near there is it like retirement stuff he says so but home Ghana.
retirement basically. Yeah, he retired from here, and then when you're not working and you're living in a bigger house, and you probably won't be able to have enough money to continue to live in that house. So they have a house in Ghana. According to what I know, he and his wife, they so after he retired, he moved back. He went and stayed in that house. So that's better, because he can be retired. He can be receiving his retirement pension over there, and it's better than staying here without costing probably not a lot of money. Yeah. But what happened?
Okay.
Heart was not good.
So back to wife anyway na me bisa o no nti e ba ne sa no na o si 20 then o ba 2016.
Yeah, 2015 I came, we met, and but it was a long distance dating, video chat, all that stuff. But then 2016 I came purposely for my father's funeral, and then he started. I was more interested in her because she was nice. So during the course of the funeral, I told my uncle. But even before I came on 2016, I told my uncle that I met someone that I'm interested in her, so I want to come and see her parents. I was coming purposely for the funeral, all right, but I said, oh, let me use that, time to see her parents. So during the course of the funeral, we went and saw her parents, just like the knocking they do. I did all that, and then 2017, I decided to file for her. I did the K1, which is the fiance visa first. Yeah, because I didn't want to keep traveling back and forth, so I decided to do it that way. Yeah, fiance visa. And
Wow.
yeah, but she would have been here before. It took her a long time to come because of the COVID-19. Because of the COVID-19, the embassy shut down. So most of the applications that were already pending, they put all of them on hold. That's why it took her all the way to 2022, I believe. Yeah, 2022. Yeah, that's when she got her visa and she came. So I
Okay.
2015, 2016, 2017, and then I canceled for a while because that time now my started saying me sit down with Ghana. Well, so instead of me traveling back and forth, I said let me use the money to put in that house. So I didn't come until 2021. Then I came, and then 2022, that's when she got her visa.
Oh, okay. And as you see, I'm worry, and I still have fiancé visa now.
We are married, fully married, and everything. Yes,
Wow. At the same, who say who make you right choice, Anna?
right choice. Only BBI, very very good cook. She knows how to cook. She knows how to clean, and a little bit of cute, but like I
I
won't say
like that.
her for nothing, man. She's good.
But apart from Adriane, no, and so say apart from Adriane, there in say mem a ban mem side Adriane there. So ultimi hu Adriane nua pa. Apart from Adriane, no yɛnhwɛ attitude ni ade lifestyle bebre wa me ne o makasa wa also tie bi. Yes, e be fam ba ne ba wa. Ta omu du wa na suba na sesa. But ebi mu so de ente sa. Mbɛma no bi so a ɛtumi bɛfa ɔmo kɔnom so ma yɛ asa. So far no, mɛfa ne sɛ wo ne no atena bɛɛ 3 years nie, right? Ɔte sɛn, apart from aduane no, ɔte sɛn.
Right, like I said, she's good. I can say that her personality, I would say 85%. She's good. The only problem is sometimes his attitude. She can just snap, and she doesn't talk a lot. I prefer somebody who communicates more. If you don't ask her questions, she barely asks you questions. Yeah, but she have almost all her family here. Her cousins, uncles are all here. They're all over around. Yeah. So that's about it. But
Aware mu no, ye nipa onya bibia perfect o.
that's what one of,
Also wo no also wo problem.
I understand
Ono
that.
wo the problem. Enti onya ne pepepe se we die hand eye da misunderstanding be eye da bibi beto sin. Iti ene de eno an some pepe we semi samo be josi mo. Enti onya ne pepepe se e bia opese oye sei. Obi wo ha opekasa. Obi wo so ompekasa.
Mhm.
Na se mutu ni nya mo ye parrot dia eh eno so ye nsem wo town eno to go bring matter. Mo nya mo kata eh ade.
And like eh,
Iti baako bɛyɛ reserve kakra na baako ayɛ outspoken baako bɛpɛ kasa kakra nti ɛyɛ normal no ani sɛ mobɛyɛ wei apart from sɛ baako nya adeɛ a mobɛko ntɔkwa bi bɛto nsa ne adeɛ deɛ a feel sɛ saa basic ones deɛ normal
equally.
ones.
Like I said, I won't trade her for nothing, man. I'll just. I hope that nothing bad happens. That I will stay forever. That's my hope. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But and she also said she's not leaving me. So I'll take her word, and then just stay like that. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah. And one say, me the only thing makes me can say communication and more.
right.
And one no asa.
You know,
Unte o ye bibi na ompa no waka che no o ye bibi na ompa no waka che o bibi na mbese mo ya na makasa together okay yen ni say I think say I don't know ye more way than say communication ni my problem
it's
and any
very
problem neighbor.
yeah, it's very important. But. But if she's talking to her brothers and sisters and the cousins, you can hear more. I can be in the bedroom and she'll be in the living room talking. You can hear that loud and laughing, all that.
Iti na o wonder say on tani wundi nkomo but ofre ni nuadom ni ade omudi nkomo pa.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe that's
But
how I was raised. Yeah, it
bibo time mo ye long distance say na mudi nkomo. O Ghana no.
was great. But
And a long distance is ya wa ben on nkomo ni flow.
right, yeah, as we get closer, more things have changed. But like I said, our relationship. There's no fighting. It's just a little bit of sometimes, argument a little bit. But a few days later,
Normal.
we solve that and then we keep moving. Yeah.
And in common now, opesa only need no more long distance, only need the nina massa. She knew I'm over Kabu.
I mean,
She
yeah,
knew I'm back over that. But it's good. So far, it's good so far as motor peaceful. I mean, it's good. I'm trying to build communication. No, I don't know. But aside that, if we say Poppy, I dear say, Utimbe Fowl, Echo US social life, see,
I always
American, no, wow, Poppy making good decision.
the only property my father left him was to bring me to America. Because I can, and I'll be able to do a lot of things for myself. So I always thank him for that. At least bringing me here, because a lot of people. I remember when I was growing up, there was some of the guys that were living in the area. They said, "Oh, my father is here. I'm hoping that one day he'll come and pick me up," and all that stuff. Some of them didn't get the chance, but I can say I was lucky, and then he found. I have to do everything myself. It's like I say, it was like gateway. Bringing him here was a gateway for me to build my own life. You know,
Wow.
I always thank him for that. I always thank him.
Wow. Now, a relationship in union, or steps that is saying, I'm more US on I don't know.
I'm still communicating with my sisters. One of them right now is in Texas. She's in Texas. She's working there. But the older one is here in New Jersey. She lives somewhere else. But every now and then I call and say hi. And we are in touch. But the ones in Ghana, once in Ghana, our last born is who I talk to now. She's also old enough now. She's married. She got one son. I mean, I'm more in touch with her than the other ones. That's a long story. I don't want to bring it out, because we're all grown. Everybody has his family, so it's not the same like when we were younger. But I have to keep one person out of the four, just to keep in touch with her to see whatever is going on in the family. If it's something she calls, I also call. If you need something, ask. I send her money and all that. So I used to talk to my older sister, the one that follows me, but something happens, and then now we are not in good terms. We're not in good terms. Yeah, something's tiny, and because of that, we don't talk anymore. I don't know if she want me to apologize, or I wanted to apologize, but we're not talking. So I decided to my younger sister, like I said, she's not a little kid. She's also grown, married. She have a son. So I talk to her now. She calls, I call. Yeah. I mean,
Share papa steps so take care about retirement or hano. As so your projects and if say after retirement, so better Ghana.
My project, DJ Nyami, and Yasin Kitwao. I lost that. I lost that house. You know what happened? Yeah, you know what happened? I built the house to 80%, right? I built everything and did the roofing. Everything was done. I can say it was like tiny touches that has to be done. And then I had a little surgery. I felt sick. I had a little surgery. My leg on the left side, below the knee. So that took me out of work for some time, like 5 months. And there was no income coming. No, I was getting some money from the insurance company, but it was not enough to take care of me and my wife. So I had to sell it. Unfortunately, I don't have that anymore.
But plan is Obabe Toby and say Obasabi civil for an answer then. And now plan Bibisa.
Yeah, right now I'm not thinking about that. I'm probably gonna live here for the rest of my life. You know,
Ah,
yeah, I'll just cause my only all the energy I have I put in that house to see if I can
but oton ada oboka when ya usika back.
I,
Sir,
I can say I put in about $30,000 where it reached. Now my trap blocky, I'm a trap block around it and everything. This guy was just hitting with a lot of estimates. The estimates that were coming, every estimate
estimate in the American estimates.
could be out so cheap, but this guy was just hitting me.
Omo who say young crofo na ebi hu say oh I abroche dia. Hey, eno ye America wo dey American estimate. At the
With,
end of 2 city crash 5 city. Eh?
oh, it's only me. That's my wife was not working that time, so she's not. I mean, she's here. She just came, so I didn't want to bother her. You got to put in all the hours. You paying bills here, but then you putting money over there too. And when we were about to sell it, I was asking for $25,000. I said, "Oh, somebody can just give me that." But guess what happened? That $25,000, I didn't get all of that. I didn't get all of that. E-Levy took about $4,000. And that sold it to me. He also took his share. So I ended up getting $16,000.
Wow.
And out of all that money I spent, I think I lost
So
like
obetimi abetobi, ubesa obadia, obetimi abeto ebi mu o ma zisi bi a omoton.
yeah.
Nti say onya cash na obetimi abetobi. I mean fie de sisi a bebre sisi be depend the area ope. Obetimi abetobi. Ebia for future no what plans, but the way I also but ebi mu so ka say ukọ retirement ni ade na ade no ukọ to home bi ni ade. One na ukan say we do some age be now retire we are pensions can be bani ade no and no the time survive the best some way nti we better Ghana mom na ye uji saska na eno mom betimi ekura wa ha.
Right. All depends on my situation. If let's say I'm able to retire in the next 15 to 20 years, who knows? Now I'm going to be 50 years.
Who try the way I born now who be 15 years more and some one 65, right?
Yes. They want to extend it, but they have not passed the law yet. So let's keep it 65. So if I'm able to retire in the next 15 years and I still have the energy, what I want to do is to do a part-time job. Because the law allows you to still work if you want to work. You can make certain amount of hours. Let's say 16 hours or 20 hours. Let's say like that. Because I know a lot of cops, retired cops, but they are still working. The job that I do, I see a lot of retired cops that are still working. So
And who aban man na ojuma no who policeman na bibisa.
no. I work full time at the airport, Newark Airport. I do luggage over there, but part time here. I used to do full time here, but I switched to part time because of the airport. Because the airport, it doesn't give me the chance to do two full times. So I'm here at part time. So it depends. If God willing, I'm able to retire, I have to keep one of them. And I might decide to do maybe 20 hours a week or less, so that I can get my retirement benefits and then the little income that I get from my job. But coming to this, and I have to make sure that I have a better foundation, because I don't know if I can have health care in Ghana. Here
abroche for them bebre na musuano no yes healthcare system nye.
Coverage healthcare system, which is good. My medicines are taken care of. I can go to a doctor. I don't have to pay a copay. Everything that I want, I can get. If I move to Ghana, where am I going to get it? So, and here, if you retire, you can still qualify for Medicaid or Medicare. That you can still go to hospitals and get taken care of. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not planning to move to stay in Ghana. I don't know. I don't know if I can do that, but I can always.
Okay. Ejuma na wo yesisi ano, is it like juma be a use one need too much and I say cost be a wire or the flexible work.
Or like luggage service, like moving luggages from one into another. Yeah, it requires a little bit of, but not too much. You know, it's not like you're carrying it on your head. You have a cart that you can move the luggage, like a oversized, like golf clubs. We have a belt, a certain belt that those baggages go to. So you just put them in a cart and then you move it that place and then you drop over there. So it doesn't much energy. But here that I'm at is security work. I do access control. Just sit in front of the computer and watch people that come in. Employees come in, they scan their badges. You got to make sure that everybody that is coming in have access. You know, that's all. And then maybe if the person doesn't have access, you have to look into the system to see what he's doing here. If not, then you have to report him to a supervisor or call somebody to come in, speak to him to find out if his presence here. But 99% of the people that come through where I'm at, they all have access to driving through. It's like a drive-through, and you just monitor the screen. That's all. So it doesn't require any.
Sisia de okoye New Jersey sisia no ngofo be gumpa Ghana for pa area na Ghana for.
They are around, yeah. There's a maybe not offering teshi not oton a journey. It's like a chop bar. We call it chop Ghana.
Okay.
So people know her. She's a very known person. So if you're looking for a lot of Ghanaians, you got to go to her place. That's where you see a lot of Ghanaians. Some of them that are working, they don't have time to cook. They come there and buy. Not only guys, ladies to come there. Even me, sometimes my wife is at work and we don't have food. I go over there and buy maybe wachi. Hello, Banku Gangmon Flo, hello, Noko, yeah.
Also, I'm crying into me, expect it's a meti kenke, but I mean kenke.
Okay, come and get when you
Akposhito, komi kala kena.
The red one, yeah. No small while. She wife if you're finished. No, it's only when she's busy at work because she works at a hospital. So sometimes she have to stay double. And you know, if we don't have food, I can go over there and get some food. Yeah. But
okay. Mr. Anan, Medase, Edward Anan, Medase. So about me show so also special experience. I wish you all the best. I hope say mom tears with me soon be brief film. Be any experience. Medase, who more person uchi omo. Then sign out.
me let back many much here on I got me call show. She okay.
Boy ngame no kwe ngame. Boke ole aka me call. So boy ngame.
It is to my family in Ghana, Osukin Kawe. Being his sister, second brother, send you again. Many can be weak and many can be filming of Yam. Kenya, many or many yet. Echo grandpa and bear mommy. Many get you know, echo at the Europe, but can be and ye Norway, Italy, a lot of them are out. Many she are good give you song. No, Mingham of Yam, equal sure.
Nice one, Mr. Edward Anan. Out here in the story on SVTV Africa, so we're daily also worldwide doing an internet. With the man, some share. Open about me show no be a will be able to be able to be. My numbers the good screen so it's your WhatsApp and as I send me voice note. Madam production team as DJ Click Sharon and Atina. We need your videos no follow you. DH. You'll be understand you tap it. Maybe actual subscribe, you know. Miaso. Miaso, I don't be one miaso, not take it all. I just say the video be a tuma, no I should be. I know I share link and I'm only be. We invite two friends to my join here. Two crumb.
She has a plan, a secret mission filled by gratitude and affection. She chooses her mother's favorite breakfast, Delight Foods, House Sakoko, a harmonious blend of flavors crafted with care and devotion. the taste of tradition and comfort. In that moment, their connection deepens, a bond strengthened by a shared experience. Delight Foods House of Cocoa, a delicious breakfast made with care and love in just 2 minutes.
This Airbnb in Dansoman Estates, Accra, is only $40 a day and offers all the amenities for a comfortable stay. It is also conveniently located 30 minutes away from the airport. We also have 1 and 2 bedroom apartments for long-term rental at Ingleshi, Amamprum, 15 minutes to the Wedi Toll Booth and the West Hills Mall, going for 1,500 and 1,000 Ghana cedis only. Call Parry Group on 053-866-3532, 053-866-3532. This is Parry Group of Companies.